Alright, what I'd like to do is to explain the second stage of innovation. The basic steps are the same, which means the 3 steps. Come backwards from a challenge, not forwards from the ideas, resources, or even what you've done in the past. Second is borrow and adapt ideas, resources, don't build from scratch. And the third one is take little bets, don't make big bang promises, right? So how does this work out in the second stage of innovation, which is process? So how do you grow a process? So I want to introduce you to a key idea. The key idea in process is something called lifetime value. Lifetime value is basically the value that a customer or a client gets out of engaging with you. Now, the big idea here is that lifetime value primarily is a business idea that says that if a customer uses your service twice versus a customer uses your service 3 times, the second customer has a higher customer value versus the second one. Now, what you want to do in this stage is you want to be able to say, you may want to define your customer value as, for example, more exchanges in an ISEC context or more number of times that people come back. But here are some ways or some measures of lifetime value. So one popular one is leads. Right? Leads is very simple. It's the number of people you're getting in touch with. And this allows you to grow your process. Second is conversion. The number of people you meet, how many people actually want to engage with your service, whether it's a for-profit or not-for-profit one. Third one is pricing. Right? By raising prices and creating higher value products, this is another way to drive stuff. A fourth driver is quantity. Right? Can you help people? Can you solve more of their problems in one situation? Right? Then is cycle time. Can you get the same things done much faster? And the last one is costs. Can you lower costs? So I'll repeat that. Can you find new lead sources? Can you increase in the conversion percentage? Can you raise prices? Can you increase quantity? Can you reduce the cycle time? And can you reduce costs? So what you got to do in the challenge is you got to pick 1, 2, or 3 of these things, right? And you've got to go after them. Now, what you do in the second stage is you go back to borrowing and adapting, right? So one way to borrow is just go to Google and say, okay, different ways to do leads or different ways to cut costs. Second is talk to a mentor. Who else faces similar challenges? Right? Talk to an operations guy if it's a cost thing. Talk to a client support person if it's a frequency or an engagement thing. Right? So you can look at it based on the situation. And the last one is to look at what we already is working for us, can we replicate it? If we have a certain way of engaging one target audience, can we use that same method to another target audience? So that's adapting what's already working and using it in a different context. And the last step in process is little bets, right? Take little bets, don't make big bang promises. And the little bet process would be very simple. So for example, let's say you decided to take on leads and you, through your mentor, had found a new way of doing, I'm just making this up, a Google ad campaign, right? What you do is you run a small ad campaign, and as soon as it hits the floor of whatever goal that you're having. So if you get, let's say you're getting 10 leads for a campaign, and now through the Google thing you get 5 more, and that was your goal, you're done. You then write out the process map exactly like we talked, like what's step 1, what's step 2, what's step 3. You train somebody else, hand it over, and then take the next value driver, right, of the ones that I gave you. So this is basically how you improve a process. Feel free as always to reach out to me if you have any questions, but this is the stage.